Hi, guys, and welcome to your May 2021. This is going to be their feelings for you for the beautiful sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome. Everything that you need is below in the description box for you and your collective. Now, we are going to get into their feelings, but before we do that, I am going to go over your self-care messages. Now, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. When I pull self-care messages, I am channeling for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But when I am talking about astrology, we are only talking about suns and risings most accurately, okay? So, Aquarius, when the sun shifted into Gemini, it hit you in your fifth house for suns and risings. Now, your fifth house is a house that you may not feel that you may not feel that comfortable in. For the simple fact, if I can bring up my notes, that would be great. Hello. The reason why I say you don't feel comfortable in that is because you tend to trust speaking your mind over your own feelings. So creativity, you knock it out of the park. But when it comes down to kind of expressing yourself, unless you have some Leo in your chart, it's probably, it really depends. But this is your Leo house. The fifth house is dramatic. It governs your self-expression, drama, creativity, color, attention, romance, and fun and play. And because they dubbed that the house of love, it's probably not the most comfortable house for you. And that is what we have going on there. So let's go ahead and get your self-care messages. And you have change. A resistance to change is a resistance to life itself. You're being guided to open your heart and mind to new beginnings. Like I said, you do have newness on the horizon. You're being guided to open your mind to it. It's not going to be something that you are interested in doing. I can tell you that right now. It's just not your jam. You can be a bit cynical, especially when you have, that's that fixed air. So you have your mind made up, and this is very hard for you to embrace, but you're being guided to change something. We also have speak up. If you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war within yourself. I do have Aquarian clients, and this is exactly what they do. Again, you trust speaking your mind, but at the same time, depending on what type of Aquarius you are and where your placement is, you don't like confrontation at the same time. And you don't think that when you are expressing yourself that you're being confrontational. You're not necessarily conscious of how it comes out, because it's like, well, I'm going to tell this person. But yet, when you get a negative response back to you, you're quite shocked or annoyed at why someone would take a tone with you, because in your mind you're just saying it. What difference does it make? But when it comes back to you, that's when you have time to figure to like sit and analyze. I didn't like that tone. I didn't like the way the person looked. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. Yet on the flip side, that's exactly how you gave that out. Okay, so you're being guided to speak up, but speak up in a way that's productive and it's going to be good for you. Okay. And finally, we have focus. If you focus on what you don't want, there's a good chance that you might get that. Focus on what you do want instead, Aquarius. Okay. Focus. Now let's go ahead and take a little moment before we move into your message and find out who you're crossing with. Okay. So in the month of April, who did you cross with? Okay. Where are we? So for change, you are crossing with a Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see who else. And that is that. So you can have Sagittarius in your chart, or you can be connecting with one, okay? And speak up, there was a few people. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, okay? You're also crossing with Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And that's that. Speak Up was a very popular card. And finally, Focus. You cross with, and drum roll please, nobody. So this is your individual message out of the three. I believe that this is the one. The way that I look at it, if you're crossing with another energy, it doesn't mean that that energy is not important. It just means that this could be something that you and that energy shares, or maybe that person shares if it's a person, or maybe you have it in your chart. Look and see where you have, those energies in if it's not a person. So if you're crossing with Sagittarius, obviously, maybe you don't know this, but if you're crossing with Sagittarius like you were, in Sagittarius rules the ninth house. So what in your speaking up did you have to do, or whatever that message is? And that's how I channel these. Now, when it comes down to a message that's yours and yours alone, then that's personal. So there's something that you have to focus on, and you're too busy focusing on what you don't want instead of focusing on what you do want instead. And that has been your message. Thank you so much. And as soon, Aquarius, as the screen turns, we will get into their feelings. Bye, guys. All right, Aquarius, let's go ahead and get into their feelings for you. Keep in mind that in this their feelings video, we will be examining the following: their current feelings for you, their current view of you, their actions that they will take toward those feelings, if any. Sometimes it's not an action. Sometimes it's a non-action. Your feelings about this situation, Aquarius, and where you fit into this. And then finally, we will be going, we will be going and getting 5 clarifiers that can either clarify what you're feeling, what they're feeling, or it can just be a message from spirit, okay? Let's go ahead and get into this. I do want to add that Mars is in Aries and moved into Aries on the 24th. And Aquarius, suns and risings that hit you in the 3rd house. So there's some communication that you're going to be, and I'm saying this because you do got to speak up. And when I told you that you were crossing in that speak up energy with the Leo, that means that there could be a Leo that you're going to be saying what you need to say to. It could be. You're also crossing with the Taurus. Okay. I don't know whether this is the same person, whether this person has Leo and Taurus in their chart, but you're crossing with this individual. A lot of the times, I just want to bring this back up and say that when I see that, that means that you're arguing with that person. And that's what I'm saying. And a lot of times, especially when it's speak up. Okay. So the first card that talks about their feelings is the 4 of Swords. Right now, they're feeling very, what's the word? They're in a mindset of rest. Quiet contemplation. They're trying, Aquarius, to gain a better perspective of things that are going on between you guys. They're in a mind state of trying to just take a step back from the situation and examine what's going on between you. This is also blended for the Death card, Major Arcana for Scorpio. You are crossing or dealing with a Scorpio. And the Death card is a good thing if this is going to be something that they're in the 4 of Swords for, because it's making them change things that no longer serve them, and something ended. But when endings come, these new beginnings. So there's going to be a lot of cutting out what wasn't working. Riding the wave of acceptance, closing one door to open up another, bringing something to a close, completing a chapter for a good thing. So this is kind of where they are. Their current view of you right now, Aqua, is okay. So they're viewing you as an individual. They're looking at you as both a burden, and they're looking at you as an individual who carries the burden. So first and foremost, when you look in their feelings, their current view of you as a Ten of Wands is not necessarily a good thing, because it's a struggle. It's a struggle. Maybe they struggle with saying no to you. Maybe you struggle with saying no to them. There's some dynamic between you guys that there's this push and pull, but you end up taking the brunt of this. You end up bearing the brunt of that burden, and they know that. And it's both a blessing and a curse to this individual. And it's almost as if the nerve of this individual to put this on you, but feel like there is a struggle, like you carry burdens, that you struggle with this, that you never have time to relax. You're always doing everything. You will take the blame. And this goes back to that energy that I was saying with this speak up energy, because you and what I was talking about on the top of this video, because you can't keep putting yourself in a situation where you bear the water. They're looking at you as the water bearer, and it doesn't stop them necessarily from piling more shit on top of you either. So I don't like that, but I do like the fact that that's a 10 of Wands, and something is definitely coming to a close. Let's see what actions they're gonna be taking, and that's not really feelings. That's how they're looking at you, their view. Their current feelings right now is all about what they're gonna do, and how they're viewing you is definitely, there's a lot of stress. Their current actions, which is a good thing, so this is a bit redeeming, is the Fool. They're going to move forward. That's my wax back here, guys. That is ridiculous that it just opens. That's the bag. They're going to move forward come what may, with risk and, rewards. They feel as if this isn't necessarily a bad card. This was a lot like Libra, beginning, spontaneity, faith. They're going to enter in a new phase. So the good thing is that death card brought endings. There's going to be a new phase. Then the good news is that their current view of you is going to be excitement again, because this is the bottom that you can get. This is the lowest you can go. You can't go anywhere but to the top after this. I don't necessarily like it, but it looks like something needed to change between you guys, and it needed to come crashing down. And honestly, going back to this focus, stop focusing on what you don't want and start focusing on what you do want, okay? Maybe that is what this is about overall. Let's go ahead and get your feelings. How does Aqua feel about this? So right now, you're not really telling how you feel. Doesn't surprise me. You're holding it all inside. You are being guided to speak up, because if you want to avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside of you. You have this war inside of you. You're feeling a little. You're being viewed. Like I try to tell you guys, and I know that you don't like the way it sounds because you're very sensitive about how things sound. But at the end of the day, what you have to understand is, regardless of the sound, the truth is the truth. And this is the Seven of Swords before it's anything. It is blended, and that blended message does soften the blow. But at the end of the day, you are being deceptive because and it's a self-deception, because you feel one thing, you're going along with something that you don't want for other reasons, and those other reasons you're not even being honest with this individual about. You might not even want a new damn phase. You're running away. You're trying to just run away from the responsibility and take the easy way out of this. There is no easy way out of this, Aqua. There is no easy way out of this, okay? You will be fine. And this feels like this person wants to change. They keep piling stuff on top of you, but they want to go into a new beginning with you. And I don't really think with this Seven of Swords you want to do it. Your feelings about this is the Seven of Swords. You are running away from the responsibility, but how can you run away from the responsibility yet be with the person at the same time? Think about that. So at the end of the day, if you really are not being honest with them about not wanting this relationship, then you need to leave. The honesty in what's keeping you is what needs to be dealt with, not the fact that you should not base your you should not base your response or your feelings should not be suppressed because you're afraid that someone is going to get mad. So what? Like you were not on this earth to be a people pleaser, although you are the water bearer. Stop bearing this person's water. I tell my clients that all the time. It's not your responsibility to bear this person's water, and they're looking at you as some stressed out person that's carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder, and they want a new beginning, and then this is where you're at. This is also the Chariot. The Chariot means that you know that you will be successful by yourself or with them. Either way, you will be okay. You will reach your goal and you will be successful. However, you have got to do what you need to do and focus on you. Okay? You need to focus on yourself, you need to speak up, and you need to change. You can no longer be resistant. You are being guided to open your heart and mind to new beginnings. This didn't come out by accident. Okay? Let's get an overall energy here. So, a lie is still a lie, no matter what you chose to tell the lie for. There is no shade of gray. I know that there's a lot of people that don't look at it that way. No one is, and it's about how you feel about it, because you don't like to be called a liar. But if you're lying, you're a liar. I mean, it just is what it is. You could justify why you lied, but you still lied. You still cheated. I'm not a thief, but you cheated. Like you stole that. But those rules don't apply to you. Overall energy, okay, I like it. That came out. You're being guided to open up your mind and heart to new beginnings. Is that not what this said? And this Ace of Cups is indicating that there will be a brand new beginning in love. So, maybe the Seven of Swords is in reverse. We're going to split this down the middle. For half of you, for 3.5 of you, you are lying because you don't want the relationship. And the other 3.5, you are lying because you actually do want a new beginning in love. Why are you resisting change? Why would you not want to give an individual a chance that is saying that they can do better? You can't say that you want to change a situation and then not be open to the terms if the end result is going to bring new beginnings and happiness. If you are a waddler and you're watching this, an individual who is so stuck that they can't understand that they are just as guilty as perpetuating the problem because they don't want to bend, then you're just as guilty. Because as having fixed energy too, I understand that. You get so wrapped up, and I have two placements in my inner planets that are fixed. You get so wrapped up in not wanting to do something before you even hear out what the hell you're being asked to do. That doesn't even make any sense, but that's just the way. Fixed energy has a tendency to tell you what they're not going to do off the top. I ain't doing this. And that goes back to the focus. If you focus on what you don't want, there's a chance that you're going to get it. You need to focus on what you do want instead. So this is more so a message for you guys, Aqua. This individual, you're either going to be with them or you're not. You cannot be with them in this self-imposed prison. They want to move forward. You're either going to move forward. You're being guided to speak up and move forward. If you don't want the relationship because what they've done is irreparable, then don't do it. It's just as simple as that. And you need to deal with now that that's out, now what do I do? And take the necessary steps to rid yourself of this. But for those of you who do want this relationship, this is a brand new beginning in love, and you guys will be falling in love all again and going out and setting out to opening your heart and mind to new beginnings, which is beautiful. And that is what we have, a beautiful new beginning in love. Beautiful. All right. And let's go ahead and get into your clarifiers. I love this energy for you. So they really are contemplating this new beginning, Aqua. I'm liking that. Okay. They're contemplating this new beginning. Their view of you, obviously, is that you do bear a lot. They're starting to wake up to that. And obviously waking up to the idea that they're just as responsible as putting that stuff on you. You know, their actions is going to be to start on this new, out on this new beginning. And your feelings, again, are not necessarily, you're not being honest, but hopefully you'll get there. Okay. You deserve better than me, and I believe that you know that. You know that they do deserve, that you deserve better than this person. There's no judgment. Your person is your person. You know, a lot of you guys get into the comments and you're like, F him, da da da, and she can do this and she can do that. Guys, the messages are more than just for you. You know, if it resonates, then it resonates. But, you know, a lot of the time, and I say it all the time because I can always tell those people who are venting to me but won't tell that person. That's that Seven of Swords. That they, like I tell my clients when I coach and when I read for people, bring your frustration to me, but don't give it to me. You let me know about it, but you give it to that person. I'm always going to advocate for you to go back and tell the person who earned that frustration, give that to their ass. Let's drop it for that because they deserve it. Get that frustration up off you. Don't be mad because you chose not to speak up and now you going around mad, sick, bloated, upset. Why? Because you chose not to say, get that up off of you. It doesn't matter what someone's going to do. You can't make somebody do something. The only thing you can do is take responsibility for getting that stress up off of you. It works. It works. Clear yourself out. I still have growing to do. They do. They absolutely do. And to some degree, Aqua, so do you. Are you going to grow together though? Are you on the same page? Are you going to come to them and say, you know what, I still have growing to do too. Let's grow together because that's what it's about. You can't grow separately and then come together. You have to be on the same page. What else do we have, Spirit? We have, please forgive me. They want your forgiveness. They want your forgiveness. Okay. Something is down here on my leg. So I like that. Here we go. I pulled away because I am overwhelmed with all of the things going on in my life. They shut you out. They gave you the burdens and then they shut you out. But the good thing is that they're trying to change this. Okay? They're trying to change it. And finally, I need time. That's what's going on right now, and that's what's being worked on in the background from Spirit. Top of the decks reveal, and I'm just going to show this to you. You already have a brand new, beautiful beginning in love, but you also have I am so sorry and the Ace of Swords. So there's going to be a brand new beginning in communication. And if you want this, then allow it to happen. We get in our own way and we don't allow it to happen. And then we're wondering why it's not happening because you're not allowing it to happen. Surrender and throw your hands up for this couple love that's coming. And if you find that you don't want this, then you need to break out of this Seven of Swords and speak your truth. Like, share, and subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Your major arcana is Death, the Fool, and the Beautiful Chariot. And you have two aces. So 3 cards talking about beginnings. Obviously, which is the Fool. But you have 2 aces. And those aces are Ace of Swords and Ace of Cups. You can't get no better than that. Put your name on an Aquarius because it is here for you if you want it. Like, share, subscribe to the Marvelous Tribe. Everything you need is below in the description box. We will be closed for the holiday. Tarot texts and all of the tarot texts. The audios and the emails are open, but they will be closed due to the holiday, and we will resume getting those orders out as soon as we open back up, and that's what we're doing, okay? And I will see you in the next video, Aqua. Bye, guys.